The Supreme Constitutional Court held the press conference entitled "The Judiciary of the Supreme Constitutional Court" in light of the new provisions of the 2014 Constitution, which coincides with the 10th anniversary of its issuance. Here are the details.
Councillor Boulis Fahmy, the head of the Supreme Constitutional Court, stressed on Saturday the political leadership's keenness to maintain constitutional and judicial sovereignty to guarantee the state's stability according to constitutional legislative principles, inspiring the General Assembly of the Supreme Court in handling the cases filed post 2014 Constitution issuance. This came in Councillor Fahmy's speech in the press conference held on Saturday, coinciding with the 10th anniversary of issuing 2014 Constitution. The councillor added that those principles include state authority separation, women representation in the judiciary system, the citizens' right to occupy public positions based on their capabilities, honoring the nation's martyrs, creating an attractive environment for investments, encouraging the private sector as well as protecting human dignity and compensate those imprisoned pending investigations in case proved innocent. Fahmy continued to mention other principles as protection of intellectual property, right to demonstrate, fully serve the public interest, full commitment to apply human rights, as he asserted the Constitution's texts are all cohesive and cannot be divided. The head of the Supreme Constitutional Court also highlighted the achievements of the Supreme Judiciary Body, obtaining the membership of the Supreme Constitutional Court's Assembly and the African Constitutional Authorities. The conference was held under the title of "The Judiciary of the Supreme Constitutional Court in light of the new provisions of the 2014 Constitution," with the attendance of Senate Speaker Councillor Abdelwahab Abdelrazak, Dr. Shawqi Alam, Mufti of the Republic, as well as members of the Committee of 10 and Committee of 50.
The 19th round of the Non-Aligned Movement Summit continued for the second day running, with the Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry heading the Egyptian delegation there. On behalf of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi during the summit, Egypt stressed that the peace and stability will not be achieved in the Middle East unless Israel ends its occupation and withdraws from all the Arab-occupied territories. This is in addition to establishing a Palestinian independent state according to the borders of 1967, with East Jerusalem as its capital. This came in a speech delivered by Shoukry at the summit on behalf of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Shoukry also said that the Middle East region is witnessing a wide-scale crisis as a result of the continuous Israeli aggression. On the sidelines of the 19th summit of the Non-Aligned Movement in Uganda, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held a string of talks with his counterparts to renew the adherence to implementing the mutual objectives of the movement and covered the latest developments in Gaza and the Egyptian efforts to ensure the access of the humanitarian aid to the Strip and to reach a ceasefire. Shoukry met with the Bahraini counterpart Abdullah bin Rashid al-Zayani, where the foreign minister warned of serious repercussions of expanding the conflict in the region. In addition, the foreign minister held a bilateral meeting with the Indian counterpart S. Jai Shankar. He said that the bilateral high-level visits will support the implementation of the Strategic Partnership Agreement, as well as enhance the bilateral relations in various fields. Foreign Minister Shoukry also met with the Belarusian counterpart Sergei Alinek. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres told the Non-Aligned Movement Summit in Uganda that the right of the Palestinian people to build their own state